Well, good morning, pilgrims. On day 16 on the Via Francesca, I am standing here at the border between Switzerland and Italy. It's gonna be a long day, it's gonna be a rainy day, but it is the first day in Italy. All right, let's do it. Today we have a couple of climbs, not too bad at all. If it wasn't for this weather, we have company as well. Valentino is joining us, so it's gonna be the three of us walking. Right now, we can see up there, not the border, but there's like a little stretch between the two countries that's about 10 meters long across the lake. That, you know, they should just build like a footbridge there so that we can make the crossing, but maybe in the future. This is the type of day that we had to face. We got a 24-kilometer day ahead with a couple of climbs. It is cold, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be raining all day long. I thought the rains were gonna be behind us and I was gonna enter Italy anew with great weather, but I think today might be the last rainy day for a while. Let's hope that's the case. And today we have company. We have Valentino joining us for today's stage, and the two of them are gonna say goodbye to me at the end of the stage for the weekend, and then Herman will join me for the last stretch. Yep, I'm gonna have to put to the test everything that I learned on the 16 days that I spent here, including today, and let's see how the day pans out. There's the lake behind me, there is Switzerland on that side, Italy on this one, and it's good to be back. It's good to be back in Italy. I was here last year in October doing the Via Francigena, which I will finish off right after I get to Pavia. Oh my God, it is so cold right now. I better put on my hats. First church in Italy, the first sign, the first water fountain, everything's gonna be first today. And by the way, just like on the Camino Frances or any Camino in Spain, most people just do the last 100 kilometers. In this case, from Ponte Tresa, where I am right now, to Pavia is 130. So many of the Italians just do this section. In my opinion, skipping the Alps, skipping everything that I've seen over the last 15 days, it would be a shame. Don't do it. I know that Switzerland is a little bit more expensive, but there are ways to cut the price down. Also today, we're switching over from francs to euros, so I need to find an ATM to take out some cash. Woo, and we are about to start climbing. But the first climb is just gonna be on the road next to a railroad track. And you know, trains, they can go up on steep inclines, so it's probably gonna be nice and easy. The second one, well, we'll deal with that one when we get there. Oh, I don't know what my fascination with tunnels is, but I've been through quite a few ones. Started in France, and then of course, I got my master's in Shikoku. There were so many over there. But this one is really nice. It's a nice transition symbolically from one country to another, crossing a tunnel. This one has lights. Today, my backpack is completely full after 5 days of slack packing, meaning that I stayed at one place and I only had to carry half my gear. So today, it feels like it is day one. I have to thank, of course, Herman and his wife, Elena, for hosting me for so many days. The food was incredible, the hospitality, what can I say? And his entire family came to meet me. at different points throughout. They would take us to the trailhead and then pick us up later on. It was just, I just felt like royalty. So yeah, now we're in Italy. It is a new stage on the journey. I love Italy, even though we've been, or at least I've been listening to them speak Italian since we got to the pass. It is different than on the Grand San Bernards when you cross over from Switzerland to Italy. There's a clear marking, a clear transition from one country to another. This one, it was more gradual when it came to the language. Let's see how the landscape changes. I'm sure after today, maybe tomorrow, we're gonna enter the plains and it's just gonna be just like being back in the Po Valley. Let's hope that it is not raining because if I remember correctly, the Po Valley gets muddy with all this rain. We'll see. As always, I'll take it as it comes. All right, enough hiding from the rain. Let's face the elements. Okay, taking a little bit of refuge here in this lavadero in the first town after the first initial climb, which wasn't too bad at all either. It was about 175 meters of elevation gain total, going through the forest on a paved road that used to be the railroad tracks. By the way, I forgot to mention that even though we are in Italy, this vlog and this series is brought to you by Friends of the Via Francesca, Switzerland. In Italy, it is managed by a different organization, but we're all friends here, right? My God, guys, it has been raining like crazy. Just a little break here as we made it to Badia di San Gemelo in Ganna. As you can hear, the bells are ringing. We just visited the Badia where the remains of the saint are in there in displayed. It's always a little bit shocking, but yeah. On our way here, we actually had to get off the trail for a little bit to the road because it was raining so hard. We saw a cafe that was open. We went inside, of course, got a cappuccino just to warm up. And we decided, you know what, let's take the bus to the next town because we had to follow the road there and we didn't want to do that. And one of the locals volunteered to take us here. Italian hospitality all the way. So we were so thankful. Made it here, visited the Badia, which is nice. And check this out. Do you recognize that place back there? That is a replica of the church in Lourdes in France. Very nice. I have my poncho on. I'm not taking it off. No, sir, because it's going to rain today. There's no escape. And I don't want to have to deal with putting it on, taking it off. And it's also cold and it serves as a windbreaker. All right. The second and major climb of the day is about to start right now. So wish me luck. Oh man, what a climb. Yes, what a climb. Not only is it steep and extra rocky, but the river has decided to take the path all the way down, just to make things more interesting on the way up. We're taking it slowly, of course. Don't rush it. My feet are soaking wet. It is moments like this when I wish I had Gore-Tex boots, but nah. I rather stick to my running shoes. Over the long run, they're more comfortable. So yeah, it's just a little thing that I had to deal with on days like this. So let's continue. Slowly but surely, we'll make it to the top. Andiamo. Here we are, Paso, Valicci, 661 meters of elevation. My God, that was quite the climb. And if it's raining late today, I don't recommend you do it. I recommend you take the bus and skip ahead because it could be a little bit dangerous. It all depends on your physical stamina. I think on a sunny, dry day, it's just a challenging climb. But today it was downright dangerous. We have been walking in a cloud, you might say. You can see the fog blanketing the entire forest, which is not a bad sight when it comes to filming. I love it. And now we're gonna make our descent. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be quite a few climbs along the way, but nothing like what we have just done. All right, we are making our way down, which sometimes you have to ask yourself, is this even worse than climbing? You know, now that they're slippery, I definitely do not want to fall. On the way down, of course, I saw something cross the path really fast and I was like taking it back. I thought it was probably like a rabbit or something like that. And then on the left-hand side down below, we saw like about 10 wild pigs. Thank God that they just took off running in the opposite direction because you definitely don't want a close encounter with them. They would definitely mess you up. And then to make it even worse, on the right hand side, right here at the top, there were about 5 or 6 small ones, piglets you might say. And we thought, wait a second, are we getting in between the mother and the babies? So we just went for it really quickly and thankfully nothing happened. Oh, look at this. It's starting to rain already. At least we had that little gap while we made the climb. Let's find a place to have lunch. I have a sandwich, but if we can find a restaurant, it would be even better. Boy, did we get lucky. We just found a restaurant about 50 meters away from the path. It was a recommendation from a local. We made it here. We were the first ones to arrive. And then the restaurant slowly started to fill up. At the end, there were even a few Americans by the bar. I can spot them a mile away. You know, when I'm out here for a while, I can see my compatriotas, my compatriots, a mile away. Of course, we went for the polenta, with potatoes and ground beef. Delicious, delicious. I have sparkling water and of course the espresso macchiato. It stopped raining. Let's see. We're like 5 kilometers away from town and we have, of course, the highlight of the day. I'll show it to you guys once we get there. What is this blue thing over here? Well, this is my towel, which I'm using it just to keep my equipment dry. I have to take care of it. Didn't I tell you guys that we have a surprise? Well, here I am at the base of the climb to Sacro Monte di Varese. Yep, it's gonna be a good one, and I think I'm gonna check in at the hotel before we tackle the climb, or maybe we take the bus and then walk down here. We'll see how it goes, depending on the weather. It is quite the steep climb, so I don't know. Chances are we're just gonna climb, because to go now to the hotel and come back, I don't know if it's worth it. Look at that. Look how steep that is. The plan was to walk, but there is a cable car that goes all the way to the top. So we're tired. You know how it goes. It's about 1 kilometer down this tunnel, which looks pretty cool. Echo! Yeah, we're gonna take the cable car. Maybe we'll walk down, but I don't know. It's about 300 meters of elevation gain, and Valentino has done it twice, and he says that is extremely steep. So if we have the cable car option, we'll take it. Wouldn't you? Baloo. This is one of the toughest climbs that I've ever had to do. This is definitely one of the quickest way to get up here, but come on. We just got to skip 300 meters of elevation gain. All right, but we'll make our way down walking, that's for sure. What an incredible place, man. I don't know if making this climb at the end of the stage is a good idea, but you have options. You can either take the cable car up as we did, you can stay down below, and then tomorrow, the day after, you can leave your luggage, walk up here, enjoy the climb, enjoy all the chapels, and then come down either on the cable car or on foot as we're doing it, pick up your backpack, and continue on. But to leave it for the end of the stage, I don't know. But anyways, great place. So many chapels here. We're making our way down slowly, enjoying the view. It's not raining, and that's always great news. Let's continue. I don't think we're even halfway down yet. What a long day. Oh my God. After we made our descent, just there we saw a church, went inside and got ourselves a stamp. And then slowly made our way here to the B&B where I'm staying. I'm at the third floor, all the way at the top. I said goodbye to Herman and Valentino.
Ciao.
I'm gonna be on my own tomorrow, which is Saturday. I'm gonna see Herman in a couple of days. Today it is Friday, so tomorrow I'm gonna be on my own. Sunday I'm gonna walk on my own. I am gonna meet him at night. By the way, just today the video, yesterday is when they chose the new Pope, the American Pope. So it is May 9th today. You can always see the date in the description down below. All right, I'm gonna take all this off. Of course, go into the pilgrim routine, which I haven't done in over 5 days. And there's a restaurant about a block from here, like a pizzeria. That's probably where I'm gonna have dinner. Tomorrow there's no breakfast included, but there's a bakery like 2 blocks away. Tomorrow is also gonna be a super short day, 19 kilometers. So I'm probably gonna stay here until like 8:30 or so. We'll see. Today was a long day, even though we took that short car ride, and we also took the cable car to the top. If it wasn't for that, man, I would be feeling it even more so right now. All right, see you guys in a bit. Give me a second here while the transition lenses kick in, because I couldn't see anything. This is take 2. It feels so weird being on my own. There it is, nice and dark. But that's how it goes. I took my shower, did laundry. I'm so glad that I have this little balcony. I have my clothes just hanging everywhere here. I have gear explosion in my bed, and decided to head out and get a bite to eat. I knew that there's a pizzeria about a block away, So I headed over there and I had a prosciutto pizza with sparkling water. I also had a beer and closed it off, of course, with a typical drink, an espresso macchiato. Yeah. Look at the sky. This is not fair. Blue skies, not a single cloud in sight. What a difference compared to this morning. Oh man, today it was tough, I have to admit. And tomorrow, is it gonna rain? I don't know. Chances are that it will, at least in the morning or the afternoon. But it's gonna be a short day, so I don't have to worry about it. I think we're done with the climbing. I think. As the days go on, we're gonna enter the plains of the Po Valley. So eventually, it's just gonna be like on the Via Francigena. All right, guys. I think this is it. I'm gonna head in, crash, transfer all the footage, and then call it a day. See you guys tomorrow on day 2 in Italy, day 17 on this great journey, the Via Francesca. See you then.